first we want to react to this Eastern Conference Finals, man. Game 1 last night, man, was definitely an interesting win, man. We're going to talk about this. Obviously, we're going to talk about this A-B situation, man. We want to hear from y'all. So the phone lines will be open a little later today because y'all heard us talk about it. We want to get y'all thoughts on it. You know, it's a group project here. And we got some new updates with this GM search right here in Pittsburgh, man. So without a doubt, man. But last night, man, he got the job done. Game 1 versus the Celtics. It was a pretty close game for the first like three and a half quarters, man. Then towards the end of that third and pretty much the majority of the fourth, that's when the Heat really just, to me, I thought that they just overwhelmed them in a sense. You know, just the continuation of just out hustling them to certain plays. I thought their defense was really good. I thought that Jimmy Butler at times, man, looked unguardable, which to me is still crazy because like when we talk Jimmy Butler, do we view Jimmy in the same like conversation as like Giannis, Luka, and KD? Like, do you think of him in that? Because I personally don't, but he gets buckets though.
Well, I saw a thing on TikTok. Jimmy Butler might be Jordan's long lost son, actually.
I like if he was.
They put the faces side to side.
Like, I ain't going there. I was gonna try to lie to myself.
You, I gotta show you the TikTok.
There, right?
There's like 4 or 5 points where it's like
son? No way, man.
There's like 4 or 5 points that like adds up. I'm telling you, but in general, no, definitely not. Yeah. But he had his little run 2 years ago in the bubble. He
definitely did, absolutely.
But it doesn't seem like he's able to keep it consistent throughout regular season or even other spurts of the playoffs.
Yeah, because even when he was with the Sixers, like he had moments where it looked like last night, where it's like, yo, this guy can be your best player on the team and you can win a championship with him. But like you said, it's not like that all the time. And that's the part for me where I'm always kind of like indifferent on him in a sense. But last night, man, it was definitely going for him. I thought that for the Heat, man, they really benefited from no Marcus Smart, no Al Horford. I thought that really helped them out with those two guys being out and potentially being out for game 2 as well, man. Yeah. That's the crazy part, man, following that situation.
Dude won Defensive Player of the Year. That's a big loss.
Absolutely.
As much as Marcus Smart, you think, okay, him coming out of college maybe didn't live up to what we thought he was going to be as an NBA player, but really found his niche.
Yeah. I mean, I look at it like this. No different. We talk Patrick Beverley, right? Like, even though we don't think of him as a threat offensively, we still respect the impact that he has on the defensive side of the ball. Marcus Smart, very similar in that capacity. I think he gives you a little bit more on the offensive end.
Yeah, definitely.
But as a whole, he brings that toughness, that real heart and grittiness to that Celtics team, man. I thought they were definitely missing that when you watch how Jimmy Butler plays. Like, Jimmy plays like a bully out there. And that was the part for me. I'm just like, oh, this is going to be interesting if Boston can't get those guys back. You know, because that's the part, man, with because with Smart, he has the sprained foot, and then obviously Al Horford, he's in the protocol. It's like, yo, when is it sooner or is it later? Because I like the Celtics to win the series.
Yeah.
But
if they were all healthy.
If they were healthy, and that's the situation right now, I'm just looking, I'm like, oh, kind of like when I kind of looked up when we did the Warriors and Raptors with Kawhi, and your Warriors kind of got banged up a little bit. I'm not going to take that win back. I still take it, and I appreciated it. And
well, what happened? KD got hurt in the last game.
Uh-huh.
He was coming back.
Yep.
And, hit the Achilles again.
Mm-hmm.
It was still close. I mean, Clay tore his ACL in that game, too.
Yeah.
Like, I thought I had the full arsenal at least going in.
Like, nope.
I still would have bet it knowing KD being out and just having Steph and Clay. But,
you lose both of them. They start running the box and one was laughing like, oh, this is crazy.
Yeah, I couldn't do anything at that point. But they still actually kept it close. I think Kawhi had hit some big shots down the stretch.
But that was the difference. The Kawhi was able to be that superstar that created his own shot, whereas we saw the difference with Steph when he was having to create it off the dribble and pull up. It was just too much for him in that moment. So,
yeah. I think two things. I'm just going to simplify it. Jimmy Butler, the best players on each team. Jimmy Butler outplayed Jason Tatum.
He did.
Jason Tatum had a really nice first half, though.
I thought he got tired, though, bro.
Yeah, that's probably what it was, because he was the only guy on the Celtics, and that's what I was going to bring up for my second point. Best players, Heat had the advantage. Depth, role players, Heat also had the advantage. That's how you got the result you had. Because you had, who the hell? I mean, the guy filling in for Kyle Lowry, Vincent, right?
Oh, yeah.
He's draining threes.
Yeah,
Hero actually had a pretty good game. Bam didn't do bad in spurts either.
Bam was hitting some good shots though, man. I thought he had some good pull-ups in the mid-range stuff like that, man.
Yeah, and you really didn't get much help on the Celtics outside of Tatum. Mm-hmm. Pritchard had some threes, but some of those were.
But the problem with Pritchard is he gonna give up buckets too. That's the other issue with him, man.
Well, that's the thing. Some of his threes, and actually Jaylen Brown's stat line is gonna look better than what he actually played throughout the whole game because they were hitting a lot of like garbage time threes. I thought.
Well, he hit the one with like 2 minutes left when they were about to like pull everybody anyway. So I'm like, yeah, I definitely know what you're saying right
Yeah, it made the score look a little bit better, but I thought it was from that third quarter on. It was Miami the whole time. They got those steals, had those
and
defensive stops.
They went cold. They could not buy a bucket the last like 2 to 3 minutes of that third quarter, man.
Yeah. So what do you make of this game for the whole series?
I mean, to me, it really hinges on when Marcus Smart and Al Horford are back. If they're back in game 3, does it make it more of a daunting task? Sure, but can they come back from down 2-0? 100% they can.
Yeah.
I just think that's what it really boils down to. When are they getting those guys back? If it's by game 3, I think that it's still a legitimate shot. Because part of me says game 1, the reason why the first half looked the way that it did and the second half looked the way that it did, I do think that Boston got tired. Part of that was because they just played a game 7 2 nights ago against Milwaukee. And we know what that game was going to be like watching it. I mean, it was a lot of emotion. You know, Giannis being out there, it took a lot up out of him. So I did feel like part of it was that. So to me, I'm saying to myself, man, they get another day to just kind of get their legs back under them. I expect it to be a little bit different, probably a lot more closer. But I wouldn't be surprised if Miami still got it done because we know it's tough to play in Miami.
And they got home court.
Absolutely. But as long as Marcus Smart and Al Horford are back by game 3, I think that Boston still gets it done.
Okay. So even if he go up 2-0.
Yeah.
Whew. Yeah, we didn't really make picks or anything for these.
I know, man. That's why I was like, man, we got to get back in the game, baby.
I got a feeling Butler's on one, though.
I hope so. Like, I love Butler's game. Like, because he's like that gritty, like I said, not a mega, like, superstar, but the dude can ball. And I just love how tough he is, too. Like,
I mean, he was hitting some Jordan, Kobe-esque type of shots yesterday.
But then to turn around and get it in on defense, too. Like, that was the Invicta Oladipo. He was the other one. He's the other one. Every time I watch him, I'm just like, bro, that's a lot to be coming off the bench, baby. Yeah.
Yeah. You know how he is with defense and everything.
Yep.
So, oh, man. I mean, right now, I feel like I would have the advantage if I said Heat. But you said you're even taking Heat, Boston, even if the Heat go up 2-0 anyway, as long as they got those guys back.
Yeah, I think them dudes back, man. If they come back, I like them a lot. Because I think defensively they match up well with them. I think that when they do have their full gamut, Al Horford can still give you extra points. We talk about the defensiveness and just the overall toughness that Marcus Smart brings to the table. I think that was really what they were missing, especially when things started going bad for them. And they couldn't score. It's like you can't score and you can't get a stop. Now it's going to be that snowball effect. And I think that when you have your Marcus Smarts, when you have your Al Horfords out there, a veteran player like him on top of that, it just helps you through those moments, you know?
Yeah. Who do you think's got more pressure on them?
Ooh, I think Boston personally.
I think Boston too.
Yeah.
Because how many times are they going to do the whole Jaylen Brown, Tatum, Marcus Smart experience with this
absolutely.
team?
Well, and they keep saying that Tatum is supposed to be like, taking over the league. He's supposed to be the next face.
Whereas Butler's just been forgotten about.
Yeah.
Who cares? Who cares about him? Now he's playing good and just like, all right, you guys forgot about me. I'm just going to come out here and prove you guys all wrong. Whereas, with the Celtics, they're supposed to be next up. They've been supposed to be the next team. For the past
couple of years, back when Kyrie first went there. Then when was it? Gordon Hayward, remember when he went there as well.
Yeah, they kind of got screwed on some of those moves.
True, but every year they've had these expectations in a sense. Yeah.
And they faced off against Miami, 2 years ago in the bubble. Yeah. I'll go Heat just from that perspective. I do think their team their team is better than what it was in the bubble as well. Both teams are better. Yeah. But something about Jimmy Butler with this series. I don't know if we'll be able to carry it over to the championship if they do make it. But I think he's on one right now.
Yeah, because I was thinking to myself, I was like, Jimmy Butler versus either of them teams coming out the West. Oh, it's going to be interesting, man. Yeah. Oh, it's going to be interesting.
This is a really good chance for Butler. Any of these guys to...
like, legit.
I don't want to say steal a championship, but
to win one without having to go through murderer's row. Yeah.
these teams aren't. I was listening to a Coward segment. I thought he made a good point. These teams aren't anything amazing. These aren't great teams. They're really good teams with one great player on each of them.
Like, we don't feel like how it's been in the past when we're looking at some of these teams and we're like, that team is stacked. That team, we're talking, can they be this all-time great team? Can it be that all-time great team? You're right. None of these teams, whoever wins, I don't think we're going to talk about them in that vein. Even similar to how Milwaukee was talked about last year. It was like, you still respect Giannis' championship and you respect the heck out of how he did it. But when people talk about like all-time championship teams, they're not bringing up that Milwaukee team in the same breath as when you talk about the Golden State teams that won, when you talk about the Bulls teams that won, you talk about LeBron and that Miami team that was getting it done. Like, it's different levels to it, man.
Yeah, for sure. So I'll go Heat in this series.
I like it. Now, does that change if I get, my dudes back?
No.
Okay, all right.
That doesn't change.
Okay.
Why are we putting some on it?
Not yet.
Okay. You gotta wait.
We'll see. Because if they never come back, then it's kind of like, what was the point of us betting on it?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we'll wait to maybe game 3 or 4.
Right, but it's like
once see where we stand.
Once we see, yeah, absolutely.
Maybe you'll want to flip. Maybe I want to flip.
I mean, like I said, I still like Jimmy Butler in the Heat. Like PJ Tucker, man, I like what they got going on down there, baby. I'm with it.
Maybe game 3 or 4. I'll go with the season and you'll go.
Yeah, it'd be funny if it did. Yo, man, you know what? Now that I see this dude, I think I'm going Boston, man. Actually, man, I'm riding the Jimmy Butler train. I think he's going to get it back.